is Levon, and today I'm excited to tell you and introduce you to one of our talents, David. He has been with us for a very long time and just is honestly just a true American original. Very, very good representation of hard work and ethic and just pushing yourself to the next limit, no matter what obstacles face you. And at a time like COVID, I think it's just a very appropriate time. If you're an actor or a singer, anybody in the entertainment business, you would definitely want to check into this interview and just get some insight from this man. And because he's been in the business for a while, honestly, and just has seen so much. I think you're going to really enjoy it and his optimism and fun energy as well. So without further ado, here is David. Hello, hello, David. How are you doing?
Hi, Levon. I'm doing just fine. Thank you. Hey, Kim, Marcel, Tony. Nice
Hi.
to see you.
Well, I am very excited to interview you. I was looking over a lot of your stuff, and I just want to open up personally. So I'm also do massage therapy, and I work with a lot of people who have had injuries in their quads. And I always like to talk to them about what is it that still keeps them going. And I get such good motivational just stuff that I wouldn't even think somebody would come up with. So just looking at what you've done in your life and accomplished, and still, despite everything that's happened, just push through and leaving more motivation for people who have been through what you've been through, and just reading the importance that you invest in. People need to see that it is possible, get that identity back. They can live their life. They can do that. That's so, so important, especially after everything that's gone on. So I want to know, where do you personally pull your passion from when all these things have happened to you? Where do you come from to still do what you're doing now?
Well, for me, it's a matter of trying to live life to its fullest all the time. Whether you've got injuries, whether you've got downfalls in your life, anything is to always have your eye on the goal, and the goal is to enjoy life. And because we only have a short time here, we've got to do with our life the best that we can, and that's what keeps me going.
That's very, very awesome. And I was just reading some stuff on your your resume and just your outlook on life, and I took some personal motivation from it myself. So thank you for that. And I want to take the conversation to Tony. I know she had some questions she wanted to ask you.
Yeah,
Sure.
of course. So I know you've kind of been involved in multiple industries. So what would you say is one of your greatest memories? Because I know you do a lot of different things.
Well, I think one of the greatest memories, if you want to call it great, is I think the word in the sheet was earth shattering, or it was. I would say, when I first moved out to California, and my head was really big. I was egotistical and think, oh, I could make it in this industry. The first thing you have to do is get another job, because you have to make ends meet. And my other job was working as a security guard at I worked at the Hanna-Barbera studios and at the Warner Brothers.
Oh, wow.
And it's really cool being in an environment where you're able to go everywhere. In the studio environment, and meet people that are coming through the gates, and seeing people from Clint Eastwood to Mel Blanc, and I would say one of the greatest people that I met is somebody that most people don't even know what he looks like, and he's passed now. But it was Mel Blanc, and he provided the voices to Warner Brothers characters like Bugs Bunny and
Oh, wow.
all these different characters, and so seeing him go through the gate, and having watched and heard his voice throughout my childhood was quite awesome for me.
That's really cool. Being able to see all of them, and you get to see all the behind the scenes stuff. That's awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, Marcel, I know you want to chime in.
Yeah, so my question is, you're an author, writer, researcher, producer, and actor. Which one of these titles would you prefer, or which one is your favorite?
Well, I was looking at that, and and it's really hard to decide about title, because For me, it's a matter of doing what needs to be done at the time that it needs to be done. And, Kim and I talk a lot about people having different hats, wearing different hats in a production. And, whether it's a small production or a large production, sometimes the writer is also the director. And sometimes the actor is also the director, and so it's a matter of wearing different hats at the appropriate time and being ready to switch hats at the right time. So I would say all of them. I like to sing too, but singer's not in there. So,
We'll have to update
throw that in there,
that.
singer too.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, I didn't see the singer in there. So so basically I would like that answer because it's pretty much saying that all of these different titles are really just a big toolbox for you to use based on whatever situation that comes your way. So
absolutely.
yeah. All right, Kim, I know you're dying to ask some questions as well, so go ahead.
Yeah, so it's important for me, for our YEA family, to get to know David just a little bit more. There's so much to David. What some people don't know about David, I'm going to share some secrets, is that he was a stuntman. Okay, he was a stuntman for, not only a stuntman, but a stuntman for Chuck Norris, which is so cool. Okay. Yeah, on top of that, he has martial arts background, and he is a gymnast as well. So the physical being of David and all that David does physically is, when you understand his background and the situation he was just put into recently, and we're talking recently, I want to say, David, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
In the example that you set. I mean, my heart, my heart. So David now has a PSA out, and he is showing everyone how he overcame what happened, and he's still physical.
Oh yeah.
And I can see this in him still. So nothing stops David. So David, tell us a little bit about some of the physical things that you are doing, to build up your strength, and give us a rundown of your routines now, because I know you're working feverishly weekly.
Well, there's the difference between, in case anybody doesn't know, the cause of my disease was something called sepsis, and not many people know about it, but it actually is something that attacks a lot of people, especially those that are in the hospital. And it caused the loss of my 7 of my fingers and both of my legs. And so when we talk about coming back, it starts in the hospital. For me, the nurse, it starts with just trying to turn over on your side, and transfer from a bed to a seat or something like that, or a wheelchair. And I was wowing people even in the hospital. They got me a different bed, one with a trapeze hanging above, so that I could start grabbing it and pulling myself up. And then the coming back takes a lot of people, a lot of help, and a physical therapist and things like that. So it's not just a one-man band here. It's a teamwork situation. And as I've come back, takes organizations. It takes fundraising, and there's an organization called Challenged Athletes out of California, and they had awarded me by application, but they awarded me a couple of prosthetic legs or feet actually, that are blades. And they're running blades, and they're kind of top of the line. And so that's what I use for this PSA. Is I showed people, you know, as I'm changing my regular feet from my prosthetic legs into these really cool running bikes. And then I got out onto the track and I ran. I'm also working with a physical therapist regularly now, who happens to have a martial arts background in jiu-jitsu, and he's got a bag. I work with I don't have them here, but I work with some sticks, and you know, I can hold sticks now in my hands without fingers, and still keep a pretty good grasp on them. And I work with you know, I still work in self-defense. I'd love to in the future be. This only happened 2.5 years ago now, from the very beginning, and so I'd hope to be working in the future with people to inspire them, to motivate them, and to you know, as we are disabled people, vulnerable targets to criminals, that you know, I can teach them a little bit of self-defense as well.
Yeah, David, it's amazing what you do. Because I remember the week before it happened to you, you called me and said you did a round off back handspring flip.
Yeah.
And David, we're about the same age, and I was a gymnast too, and I just cannot see me doing that right now. All right, so
Well,
I was so impressed, and I'm impressed again. And you
it
never
takes a lot of work.
Yeah. You're a writer. You know, you do so many different things. You have so many different hats on, and I look at you for a lot of mentoring as well in the business. So I want to thank you for all that you do for me.
Thank you for the recognition for that.
Mm-hmm.
And my goal when I was younger, in my 30s, I remember my gymnastics coach saying, you know, he was going to be doing a backflip at the age of 50, you know, when I go, that sounds like a good goal. And so I go, okay, I'm going to be able to do a backflip. And my goal was to keep myself up so I could do a standing backflip at the age of 50. And believe it or not, I was doing it at 53. And so, you know, I accomplished my goal. And, you know, I think that for anybody, actors or directors or anybody else, is to have a goal and to be able to set these objectives that get you there. You know, for me, it was just going to a gym and doing around, you know, when I wanted to be able to have the confidence to do it. I wanted to, in the film industry, you know, if somebody said, well, can you do a backflip? Let me see. You know, to be able to do it right then and there. It didn't matter if it was on concrete, wood, or anything else. I couldn't hesitate. And you have to, in order to be good at something, you have to have confidence, and you only can build that confidence through hard work.
Yeah, I really, really love just everything that you just said, because it's really about that old saying, you know, preparation meets opportunity. And, you know, you really represent just the sheer force and willpower that the human mind and body can do. You know, it is possible no matter what the circumstances happen to you. So, I mean, I think this is really, everybody could learn something from this conversation, to be completely honest.
Well, thank you. Yes.
Mm-hmm. So anybody else had anything else they want to ask David?
Well, let me just say that if I was to, because I know one of the questions on there was, you know, what kind of advice would you give to people that are trying to get into the industry? And there's a couple of things that I would say. One, when you do, somebody told me a long time ago, when you do auditions, don't audition to try to fulfill what they're trying to get out of the audition. Instead, audition to be remembered. You want to have any opportunity that you get in front of somebody to do what you do, to make sure they remember you. And it's something that I kind of carried away with me, that you want people to remember who you are, because you might not have the look for the part if you're acting, but you want them to know who you are, so that when they run across that need for a part, especially a casting director, if they run across that need for a part, they're going to remember you. And, Kim and I know that people in the business, a lot of times those parts are cast before any casting call is ever done. They have an idea who they want, they're trying to get who they want, and then they'll throw in the cast anyway, just to make sure they have good backups. But you want to be remembered so that they know who to call for that.
So yeah, David, I try to make sure that doesn't happen. And any casting that we do, that's not the case with YEA. I just want you to know that right up front.
Mm-hmm.
That's not
That's
that way
a
with
lot
us.
of the way the business works.
I know, but not here at YEA. We want to make sure it's fair for everybody. I don't do it that way. So
Now,
and we got
else,
some castings coming up, David.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I know you do. I know you do.
No, we do.
There was something I wanted to say also, and that is with regard to there was another question on how I got started, and I got started a long time ago when with a good teacher in elementary school got me into acting on stage and singing and things, and when then I ended up in college with something, and I was shy as a younger age, and I wanted to take up acting to develop, to break out of my shyness, to be able to put myself in situations where I could practice being in situations that I wouldn't normally be in, so that I can expand my character, so to speak. And if I was to give any advice to actors out there, it would be on character development. And I don't mean character development in the sense of, acting like this guy or that guy or anything like that. It would be more in the way of true character development, because one of the things that people need in the film industry, and that is integrity. A lot of people lose their integrity. The Weinstein situation out in Hollywood that's come out,
Mm-hmm.
the casting couch, all that other kind of stuff. And one of the things that people need to always keep in mind is that they need to maintain their integrity. Your word is your bond. If you say you're going to be at an audition, if you say you're going to be somewhere, you be there on time. A lot of people don't do that. So that's kind of how I would end this session here, if nobody else has any questions.
No, yeah, I was going to say I really want to speak on that really quickly too. Just when you say the integrity of just meaning what you say, saying what you mean, because that really is just what makes everything go the way it is. I mean, because a lot of people who are auditioning and stuff, they don't really measure, understand all the background stuff that was taking place to get that venue to hold that audition, renting and money and the time, and just who you might have put in front of someone else had they would have did this or that. Like, there's such a huge process, but people are so quick to just want to have that moment that they really don't understand how much passion, work, and ethic has been put into just to give them that opportunity. So I'm glad you really broke that down for us. So, okay.
Yeah, you know what, Levon, I got a comment on that too, because
Mm-hmm.
in regards to YEA and how we handle things as well, we want to try to open up the casting, understand what the casting director really needs. And we want to open it up possibly to those who still are professional, but maybe aren't quite that spec, just in case, because they may change that director's mind. But we review everybody before we even submit them to that casting director, because we don't want to waste people's time. So, and that kind of filters it down a little bit. And there's no casting couch at YEA. Oh my gosh. If it is, I'm sleeping on it. You know? So yeah, it's a little different. You're from LA.
I've seen it all out there.
You have seen it all. And I'm from Michigan. I'm a local girl. And I'm trying to change things here, and I can only do little bit by little bit, but we're doing it.
I know you
Well,
are.
I was gonna say, well, David, thank you so much for interviewing with us today. We really, really enjoyed it and learned a lot, honestly.
That sounds good. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we love you, David. Love you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
So much.
Okay, now we have a little something special from David.
Well, I was going to sing something here because I know Levon is a singer, and I thought I might do something for him as well as everybody else. You know, in today's world, we're doing this here in November of 2020, right after the elections, and you know, this kind of pertains to the so-called government. The actors and jesters are here. The stage is in darkness and clear, or raising the curtain, but no one's quite certain who's playing here. How long ago, how long? If only we had listened then, if we'd known just how right we were going to be. And we dreamed a lot, and we schemed a lot, and we tried to sing of love before the stage fell apart. Oh, if everyone was listening, you know, there'd be a chance that we could save the show. Who'll be the last clown to bring the house down? Oh, no, please, no, don't let the curtain fall. So what is your costume today? And who are the props in your play? You're acting a part which you know from the start was an honest one. So how do you plead an actor indeed? Go relearn your lines. You don't know what you've done. The finale's begun. If everyone was listening, you know, there'd be a chance that we could save the show. Who'll be the last clown to bring the house down? Oh, no, please, no, don't let the curtain fall. Bye.
Great job. Is that? I'm sorry, I'm not familiar. Is that a your song, or is that a song that's already out? I never heard that one.
That is from Supertramp. One
Okay.
of the bands of the teenager.
I'm gonna have to check that song out.
It's a song that reflects on our society and how if we don't all get it together, it could all go away. And especially with regard to freedom here in America, in my view, when I listen to that song, I think of the Constitution and how letting it go, how we're not keeping control of our government, and that it's tearing us down, and that we, the people, are the ones here in America that are in charge of our freedom. And if we don't do something about it, then we'll lose it.
Yeah, very, very, very true, very deep, and just the efforts we all make in life to stick together and just really learn to also just converse with each other in a way that is progressive, where we can not attack each other for things we think and say. I mean, that's another big part of it too. I really like that song. I'm gonna have to check it out. Thank you
Thank
for
you. Yeah,
doing that for
super
us.
trend. Thanks for allowing me to audition here.
Yeah. No, we really enjoyed you, and just a great interview. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, David.
Thank
All right,
you.
we'll see you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for joining us for this interview with David. He has a lot of going on, so we're going to post all the links and information for that on our website, so be sure to check that out. But anyways, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you on the next one.